All right, we're back broadcasting live right here at the Toms River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Billy Schweim, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemick, and producing today is Nick Earnshaw. Now, we were talking about the crowd. Our first guest every Saturday throughout the baseball season, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliot Hero Campaign for designated drivers, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Sign up now for the 12th annual Hero Walk and Run on the Ocean City Boardwalk, Sunday, October 15th. Go to herocampaign.org to register today for the Hero Campaign's biggest fundraiser to help them prevent drunk and impaired driving. That's herocampaign.org. He played in front of a huge crowd. He knows what it's like. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green. Good morning, T. Green.
Good morning, Billy. How you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm all in red. I got my Phillies shirt on today. I am pumped up. But T. Green, my first question to you is, Tommy, how much does the crowd pump you up in like the Citizens Bank Park? Now I know you played at the Vet, right? But
yeah,
you played in front of the home crowd. Tell us what that's like.
You know, it's the 10th man. You know, it's on the field. I mean, because when it gets going, I mean, it's unbelievable. I was there for the when was it? The second game? Yeah,
Wednesday night.
Yeah, I was there for that, and that place was nuts. You know, especially when Stott hit the home run. It's one of those things. It reminded you of the one when Bryce hit his the previous year. The place, it was just shaking. You know, so I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it's the 10th man for us when you come here to Philadelphia. You know, and as a ball player, you kind of feed off the energy a little bit, but you're zoned into your game. You know, you're not just paying attention to everything, but you feel it. You know, you feel the enthusiasm, you feel the well wishes from the home crowd for you to do well.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green. Dave said he played for the Chiefs. He ran out onto that field, 69,000 people screaming. Like, can you believe what Spencer Strider said? Did you hear what he said during the week? I don't know if he was kidding, being facetious, but Tommy, come on.
I mean, you got to be careful what you say, man.
Right? I mean, can you imagine if somebody was in Philadelphia?
That's why he's pitching tonight.
Tommy, how hard is it?
I want him to come up here and pitch.
Tommy, how hard is it for a pitcher to, like, when you're pumped up, you gotta start. I guess having experience and being in previous playoff games help, right? The experience, but going out there, as a pitcher,
it's a different feeling,
right?
It's a different feeling, you know. I mean, it's like a new season. You know, and you're excited, you're anxious. Not that you're not during the regular season for every game. It's just a different intensity, you know, because you want to win so bad, you want to do well. You know, you tend to put pressure more on yourself to do well. And you got to control those emotions. And some guys do it easier than others guys do. You know, some guys got to work into it, and you hope they survive, like starting pitchers. You hope they survive long enough without giving up too much, you know, till they hit that stride. Some guys right off the bat are good, you know. So, I mean, that's what makes us human, you know. So it's a good thing.
Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler, those guys, they were dealing. I mean, they were like almost virtually unhittable. I mean, Nola went 7 innings, didn't give up an earned run. He only gave up 3 hits, and Wheeler the night before he pitched 6 2/3, and he only gave up a run, struck out 8, didn't walk a batter in the playoffs. Yeah. That's what you need. You can't give any free passes out.
Well, that's a huge thing. Yes, it's the key to every starting pitcher. What they really work on is consistency in their pitches, commanding the zone without being in the middle of the zone. And not allowing the freebies as much. You know, I mean, because bad things can happen, especially when you're pitching in ballparks like, Atlanta's got a good-sized ballpark, but they don't call it. Back in the day, they didn't call it the launching pad for nothing. People don't realize that the old stadium, Atlanta was like 1,000 feet up in the air. It was, the ball carried there. It was above elevation pretty good. You have to look it up. So the ball flew there pretty good, even though it was a big ballpark. It's like playing in Colorado, but I mean, not exactly, but it's the elevation changes thing. The ball tends to carry a little bit and do things. But the Citizens Bank is like that. If they're not earning their way on, and you're giving them, you're walking guys, and the guys are wrong, you're lining yourself up for a possible, crooked number in an inning, and that's when you start getting in trouble. You can give up runs in 3 or 4 straight innings. As long as it's solo runs, you still got a chance to win the ball game. If you start getting up crooked numbers in those 3 or 4 innings, you're done. So.
Hey, Tommy, it's Nick. I got to ask you about Ranger Suarez. He's starting tonight. We know he's cool as a cucumber, but going into a lineup like Atlanta, how good they've been, historic, right? And he struggled with injuries this year. He hasn't been kind of the same Ranger. What does his mindset have to be going in to face a lineup just like that?
Well, obviously you're taking it one batter at a time. It's about him executing his pitches, and that's what he's got to do. If he finds that, if he starts off locating well, he's going. He'll give you the outing you're looking for. He's not that. He's going to be dominant and shut everybody out or whatever. He's going to give you a quality outing. It's all about his misses, So, and that's what every pitcher looks to find that early in the games, getting that groove, is dealing. Because you can have, the best bullpen in the world can come in and give it up during the game, and I've went through all that stuff. You feel great in the pen, you're probably throwing great, and you're locating great, and you get out in the pen, you feel like you can't hit a side of a car. You don't know where it's going. And then the opposite happens. You feel crappy in the bullpen, you're all over the place, and you get out there, you still got to make you start. You go out there, and all of a sudden, boom, you throw that first strike and you start. And it's there. It's a weird game sometimes, and it's all about when you cross the line, can you execute the pitch, and that's what he's got to do. He's got the ability. We've seen him. He's faced him earlier in the year, pitched very well against him. Hopefully, he can start out early in this game and keep him down, because they're going to come out and try to jump on him. The top of that lineup is so he's got to make some quality pitches early.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green. We've had Tommy with us all baseball season. We got extended play because we're in the playoffs with T to Green. And Tommy, man, like you mentioned earlier, the Braves have such a powerful lineup. I guess keeping the ball down and locating is very important. But from an offensive side of it, how important is it to get a home run early or establish a lead in a playoff game?
Well, I tell you, it comes in. I tell you, the biggest thing is with Strider on the mound tonight is putting the ball in play and contact. Because he's going to supply the power. It's not trying to do too much. He's going to supply the power. It's just we got to get ourselves in. Hopefully he's not. He's a little bit more in the middle of the plate. His stuff plays though. He can get away with a little bit more stuff, than up in the zone. So we got to, sometimes your approach you might have to change a little bit. Maybe choke up a half inch. Maybe that barrel gets to it a little quicker. And maybe foul a pitch off, or you catch up to one and put it in play. It goes for out of the ballpark, or he finds a gap or a base hit. The big thing is the snowball effect, sort of like what happened to him last year a little bit. Even though he was kind of coming off of some injuries, he hadn't pitched that much in September because of the oblique strain, but still you're dealing with quality stuff, is getting that mojo going the right way, getting some runners on, letting them know, hey, we're ready for you today. And then you got to be on top of your game to beat us. So that's what we got to find early. I just think we just can't strike out a ton early, or we're going. It's going to get you in trouble.
It'll be a long day.
We need to get him out of the game, as early as we can.
Well, we did it to him last year.
Yeah.
Hopefully it repeats it. Tommy, what do you think about the Braves? They had a whole week off. You think they'll be a little rusty? You think they have more time to think about it?
Well, you're hoping so. You don't want to come in with too much. You want to play all the way to the end, and that's what, I didn't never go through anything like that a little bit because I basically got skipped a start, and didn't pitch for 10 days. I was pitching on 10 days rest, and it was probably the worst thing that happened to me because I was too strong. I didn't know. The ball fell. I could throw it through a brick wall, but you lose your command. You know, if you don't have your command, you start falling behind guys. You have to come to them. You get hitter counts all the time. I mean, you will get in trouble, and that's exactly what happened to me. Now, it's a different beast now with all the playoffs and the way the playoff team, the wild card teams getting in. So a team has to sit at the end. I mean, that gets in. The head guys have to sit, which I think sort of brings in, sort of a possibility of giving the wild card teams a little bit, who wins, a little bit of an edge coming in because they haven't competed, in a week on that level. So I mean, in that way, I mean, I like them sitting out. It kind of gives us a little bit of an edge, I think.
Okay.
Hey, Tommy, I haven't asked you. This is Dave Klemick, former Kansas City Chief. By the way, I got to hang out with George Brett a bunch when I was out there.
Oh, yeah.
He had a booth up in the. We'd always go into the George Brett suite and hang out. When he was wild,
That's cool, man.
even then. But I got to hang out with him a little bit. Our stadiums are right next to each other, as you know. But I just had a question.
Yeah.
This is kind of not even about the Phillies, but it's just I've never asked you anything. I've been dying to ask you this. When you threw at a batter, hit him, how do you do you ever apologize afterwards or what do you do? I don't understand that interaction. You hit the guy, right? And then you just turn around and go right back. If it was me, I would go, I'm so sorry. I don't know.
No, that doesn't happen. I mean,
I don't get it.
The only time I would think that if it happened to me, but it never happened to me, is the pitch getting away from you, hit somebody in the head, or something and you hurt them. You know what I mean? If it gets away from you. I've had pitches get away and come close to getting somebody up there in the head, but you don't say nothing. It just gets away from you because, that's part of the game of all. A hitter can't dominate, the plate all the time. They can't lean on you and take everything away from you. They wear armor up there now as it is.
Yeah,
so
right.
You have to pitch inside, and we're not perfect all the time. You just can't place it inside. You got to throw it inside. When you do, that ball is going to liven up sometime and run a little bit, and you're going to nick some guys and hit some guys. Sometimes not meaning to, but that's part of the game.
I love it.
I'm not going to apologize for it.
I love it.
I'm like. You're going to complain about it. Well, quit leaning on me and get your tail out of the way.
Yeah. See, that answered my question. It's been my entire life. I never understood that.
All right, Tommy.
Now I get it.
Tommy, one last question for you. Robbie Thompson said in a speech after the victory against Miami, he said this team is built for the playoffs. What do you mean by that?
Well, they can hurt you. If they're hot, they can hurt you. They can, on a short series like this, they can jump on you when they get hot like that and swing and start hitting some home runs a little bit. They're hard to in a short series to beat. It's and especially when the pitching is starting. It's knock on wood, is pitching like they are right now because that's exactly where we need to be. Everybody's starting to click a little bit, and it's giving our hitters, one swing of the bat changes the game. So that's that. I think that's what he meant by they're built for the playoffs, so to speak, because they do have the starting pitching when it's clicking,
right?
Like it is, and to hold people down, and then no matter what part of the game is, they're one swing away of being right there in a ball game or winning a ball game. So that's just the type of ball club they had. Now it's going to be a true test. They're facing one of arguably the best club in baseball this year with the way they hit and the way they did things. But, pitching stops good hitting. And if you execute,
right.
that can happen.
Tommy, I never really asked you, but during the regular season, because we just don't do it, but how do you think this series plays out? Do you think the Phillies can beat the Braves? And if so, how many games?
There's no question that they can beat them. It's just I'm the full thing. So you're the big time fan. I'm still the old ball player where I'm in the mode. I take one game at a time, man. I don't look that far ahead.
Okay.
So they got to take care of work, and you feed off the game, and you work on what you went well and what went bad. You're always looking to improve and be better the next day. They got to win 3 ball games. So we got to take care of game one first.
See, spoken like a true veteran. Tommy Green, as always, we appreciate you, man. We love your insight and your spirit, and let's go Phillies.
You got it, man.
Hopefully we'll see you. Hopefully we'll see you next Saturday.
Well, hey, that'd be great.
All
Looking
right.
forward to it.
All right, there he is. Thanks, Tommy. There he is, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green. We go on the mound with Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, reminding you not to drink and drive and always have a designated driver. Sign up now for the 12th Annual Hero Walk and Run on the Ocean City Boardwalk, October 15th, Sunday, October 15th. Go to theherocampaign.org to register today for the Hero Campaign's biggest fundraiser to help them prevent drunk and impaired driving. That's herocampaign.org. Of course, Tommy Green is on the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. Now, don't forget, send us a text message with your name and if the Phillies, your prediction and why you think they're going to win to qualify for a Captain Chucky's $25 gift certificate to Captain Chucky's in Sea Isle City. All right, we'll have more for you right here. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Dave Klemick, and Nick Earnshaw on 97.3 ESPN.